Hello and good morning and welcome back to my channel, and this is a video to show you the final flip through of my December daily 2018. And so I've been up, it's like 8ish I guess here, and I've been up since 4 o'clock in this morning because my cat decided to meow. I had my door shut, meow and paw at the door. So I have been super busy. I've cleaned my slate. I have my desk I'm going to work on today. I'm putting away all my Christmas items, all my Christmas ephemera and things like that. And I'm just thrilled to death to have a completed book for documenting all my memories and my family's memories for 2018. As you can see, this is quite fluffy. And I wanted to show you compared to last year's. This was last year's. I used a Traveler's Notebook. Not quite as fluffy, but I want to tell you what I really liked about this. And I like this one because it's compact and I can put it in with my other Traveler's Notebooks, which is my typical journaling technique, is to use one of these. But I'll tell you why I like the ring as well. And this is one from 2012, and you can see it's just as fluffy, if not fluffier, than my current one. But I think what I like about this one versus using a Traveler's Notebook is that I have the ring, so I can add, like for instance, add the brochure from church, or add the brochure from the band concerts, add the brochures from the caroling at the library. And I know I could probably make a copy and scan it and put it in here, or fold it up, or you know, maybe just cut out that section. But I do like just adding the whole brochure. And this year it seems like all the events that we went to knew my love for ephemera, because I was able to pick up brochures here and there, and then we got things in the mail. And so I think I really enjoyed that process of adding that items to my journal. But my cat's in here now. He seems content, but he's been all over the place. I'm not sure what. It's really cold outside, so I don't know if he's just not content or what. But anyway, so I just kind of threw that out there because he's been meowing at me all morning long. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I knew I have done a flip through in my previous video. I think that I did like through day 8 or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and just do from beginning to end in case you didn't watch the previous one. Then you can just see this completed. So I think at the end of this I'll show you how I'm going to kind of bind this together, and then I'm going to put it in. I have a an actual oh my goodness, my brain just went dead. I guess I've been up too early. Oh, a cedar chest that I keep all my Christmas journals in. So the other thing that I really enjoyed about this one, really quick before I start, is I loved it making my numbers early. So it was kind of like prepping for the event. So that really helped, and I'll tell you why as I get towards the end of the journal. But it just really helped me get my stories out and at least add a little bit of decoration, because I don't know, with me, I'm ready to move on. Not that I don't love this, but I'm ready to, like, okay, let's close this out and move on to another one. And I don't want to, like, because towards the end it's super busy towards the end of the closer we get to Christmas, and then before you know it, I don't want to like have those last 5 days or 4 days or whatever not completed. And so I was able to get my story down, add some cute little stickers here and there, and then be completed with that day. But it was really nice to have those numbers ready, because those were already, you know, cutesied up and everything, and I could just put them into the journal. So let's get started. So the first half is, the first part, it's basically just some pretty little things. I think I might still need to write a note. I don't have anything here, and I may just kind of slip in a little note into that part, you know, behind there. This is a little tag. And then this is just the beginning. I received this in a piece of Happy Mail. I just think it's adorable, and so I put it onto a piece of acetate paper from Mommy Lay. And then this is a calendar that I had created, and I actually offered a printable on my website. The Christmas countdown, you know, I started checking them off. I don't know if I saw all of the Hallmark movies. Some of them, you know, were great. Some of them I absolutely loved, which I should probably highlight that. It's called The Shoe Addict's Christmas. That was like my favorite one this year. So, but again, this is me and my daughter. We love to watch the Hallmark, and that's kind of like our Friday evening fun thing to do. And again, I kept the book in here that came with this little golden book. I kept the actual story in here as well. So those you'll see throughout the journal. I had this just as I was going to make a little bucket list, but I never did get around to it. So I just added this from Allie Edwards and a little sticker, a little 3D sticker in there. So this was the beginning. This is kind of like the start of the story. This is where I'm talking about what I want to remember with Christmas. And let me check my battery on my, okay. Sorry, sometimes I get paranoid that my battery's going to go out on my camera. Even though I charged it, but so this was just kind of like what I basically what I wanted to do in this journal was do like a memory thing, and so I did add some memories throughout the journaling. So that was just me telling that. December 1st, which this came off. Oh, here's my number one. I was like, did this have the number one on there? This was kind of an issue. I lost my clip in the process, and I'm not sure what happened to it. So I just put this little cute little bow in there. But this was number one. This was a band concert that we had. This was just the full scene of that band concert. Number two, day two, I was talking about cookie and making cookies in a cookie press. And then my memory was of my grandmother's cookies, and I put in her recipe. This was what she was well known for, and so I just scanned in a copy. This is actually her handwriting, where she had given me a cookbook, and I just talked about her memory in there. I talked about decorating the tree and what we did. This was an old vintage card that I got, and I took a picture of us trimming the tree and then wrote a little story about what we did. And then I also documented about the tree that we used to have growing up. So so that was my memory. And then this was actually a print that I took out of one of my favorite Christmas stories. It's called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but I love the art in this book, and so I just made a copy and put that in there. December 4th was holiday reading. To be perfectly honest, I'm not quite finished with the book. I still plan on reading it, even though it's past Christmas, but time just got so crazy. And then when I did sit down to read, I took a nap. So I put me to sleep. But anyway, but I do still plan on rereading that. December 5th was a day of mourning for President H.W. Bush, and so I just kind of wrote what we did that day in lieu of, basically they gave us the day off, so a day for mourning, and so I just kind of wrote about that. This was such a fun event, Schmeckenfest. I really wanted this to create a tradition for us. But this is basically an event that we did in our small town. Sorry, I had a little brief interruption. And then day 6, so basically, as I was saying, I wanted to keep this into the tradition. And I basically kind of told about it and created these with a stamp. If you watched earlier, I basically just stamped this and added watercolor to the stamp. And then I put in a brochure here of the actual event. And actually, basically, if you missed the first one, I don't want to repeat myself in case you're watching again, but we went around, tried different wassail, and then at the end, we voted on which was the best. There was leaded and unleaded, which means there was alcohol and some non-alcohol. So that was really fun. I think there was like 30 different booths. It was really fun. And then also, I just put this little, I just add little tidbits of, this is a little string with a little ornament that's in the mini section of Hobby Lobby. They have a lot of little mini ornaments, so that was just one that I added to this page. Then I picked up this bingo card at a little antique shop there in LaGrange, and I used it as to hold the picture on the back. I loved it because it was red, and I just added a picture on the back, and then I put this little cute die cut that I don't know where I got. These are actually tags, and so I put that on there. This was an event that we had in our small town of Winchester, and they had these cute little, and when you visit us in, they gave these little ornaments out. We kept one for the tree, and then I put one in my journal. So it's a little quilt square. Then this talks about that event. That was day 7. And then day 8, we went caroling with the Girl Scouts with Braz. This is my daughter's Girl Scout group. We went to the Austin library, and we did some caroling. And of course, like I said, they all had little pieces of paper that I'm like, oh yeah, I can add it to my journal. And that evening they had the lighted parade, which was a blast for her and, you know, for the troops. So she had a great day that day. And then this was just basically the music that we used when we walked around the library caroling. And that's the thing, if I thought about doing a notebook that I can't really add brochures like this, I think I would probably create a pocket. But I know that with the Traveler's Notebook, being that I used probably like a Kahir size, that would still be kind of, you know, little, it would probably fit in there, but it would really make it bulky. So I love the rings, even though this is bulky too, but I think it would be bulkier. This was just a piece out of a magazine, Daphne's Diary, and then I just added a piece of lace. The next event was a day 9. We were super busy this weekend. We went and saw the Nutcracker, and that was so fun. We hadn't done that since Brazos was, I think, 6, and I documented that in there. This was our tickets that we had from the event, and another piece of the story of the actual book. But I wrote about for our event at the Nutcracker, and then I wrote about her little first time that she went and saw the Nutcracker. And I found this picture, and I printed it out so that we could document that little event. So just real funny about this event. You know, that's the thing. You just never know what's going to happen in it. And one of the main things I wanted to do in this journal was to actually tell the story. I know in my past journals I was more about decorating and adding photos and then just little sentences here and there. But I really like the concept of writing the story. And I think I'm probably going to use this next year, and probably throughout the years, is where I sit down and I use this font that I think it might have been free. But it was typewriter font, and basically I just typed it on the computer and I printed it out. And but anyway, I lost my glasses in the event because I was wrestling around with my purse because I wanted to take a picture of the cutest bonbons, because I want to make a piece of art, which is going to be going into the February kit because they were so cute. But anyway, I ended up finding it on Instagram when I looked up the actual event. But anyway, in the process, my glasses fall, and it's like balconies, so it basically went down, down, down. Well, we had to wait till the end of the show to retrieve my glasses, so I'm blind, not being able to see the show, but luckily I had binoculars. So that is a funny story to remember. And poor little Brazos was so upset that we cannot disturb people in the middle because it was completely dark, you know, from the lights being out. So anyway, that was just a really fun story, and that's what I mean about being able to type it out and fill it in and get it in the book. Those are the types of memories that are humorous and just kind of typical, you know, of things that can happen. So day 10, I was actually with our swap that I like to do these little swaps. That was me sending out the mail, and I kind of just put together like what you know, just a little story about the sending that out. Day 11, basically my husband's part of the volunteer fire department here, so we had a little dinner, and I just wrote about that and took a picture of him back here. I probably should take a picture and put a little arrow on there for him, but it was a dinner that we had there at our community center. Day 12, my daughter, I told her, I said, I have ordered packages. Do not open them up because they're Christmas. So she sent me this picture after her day of school. She gets off the bus and she had taken a picture of her holding all these packages, and I thought, yay, I got a picture. I love that when somebody else takes pictures and sends it to you, you know. I'll even get my son, which he was in college, you know, to say, send me some pictures, you know, so I can do some documentation of what you're up to, you know. So anyway, I love that. And then this was the Christmas card that we sent out this year. We actually sent out 2 different kinds, but this is the one that I put in here. And then I had taken a picture of me writing a card, and I put these little gold stars in my cards. Well, half of them, not all of them, because I ran out of time and then it was like rushed trying to get the cards out. But I read somewhere that I think it was on Instagram about things that they didn't like about the holidays, and one of them was, please don't put glitter in the Christmas card. Well, it's not really glitter, it's kind of like, you know, confetti. But I think that was like a complaint, so I may not do that again, but in a way I'm like, they'll remember it's kind of from me. But so, and this was one of the numbers that I created. So again, it was see how cute and decorative it is, and it was already made up. And so literally I took the card, I took the photo, I wrote the little story, and then I was able to decorate it. So I highly recommend that to anybody that's doing these, to create your numbers first, because that really may help with time. The next thing is another piece of the story, and I actually added, to make it a little bit heavier on the back, I bought this cute little elf, and if you follow me on Instagram, you heard my little story. It was $1 at the Dollar Tree. Well, at first I was kind of like, when I was there, they had a whole bunch of them, and I was like, it's, you know, they're okay, I'll buy one. Well, I do an advent for my daughter, and usually it's like a little candy or a note with something, or, you know, body wash or something like that. Well, I gave her this little elf, and it's not really Elf on the Shelf, but it's kind of like, it started kind of creating a little bit of fun to our advent. So I would go hanging, this one he's hanging from the kitchen light. I put him in the mudroom, sitting on the hats, you know, just different things like that. She named it. So it kind of, sort of is not necessarily Elf on the Shelf, because, but he would like write notes to her, and just kind of cute stuff like that. So, and then I went back to buy more, because I thought it would be fun to do at my office, like write little special notes to people, but they were completely sold out. So I guess they were cuter than what I had originally thought, because I thought he was pretty cute after I got home with him. The next is this fold out. It was a piece of stationery, and so again, this was the 15 that I made, and this was the 14 seeds, so this was already made up. So all I had to do was picture, add a few little buttons up there. And then on 15, it's just a fold out. And then I did pictures of my family. This was our family Christmas, and then I kind of wrote about it here. 16, it's also another fold out. I basically just kind of did a tip-in with washi. This was just one of those Rolodex, Dermatech, what do they call them? Rolodex things. So I just kind of wrote about a story. We went, and Brazos is part of the 4-H here in Winchester, and they decorated stockings for the parents that are at the Ronald McDonald House, and gave them like little toiletries and little crosswords and things like that, so that they could have a little stocking while they're there with their children, you know. Day 17 was me I actually did a lot of wrapping that day, so I took a piece of my favorite wrapping paper that I had this year, which was these adorable little nutcrackers, and I just kind of wrote about, you know, trying to think, what did I write about? Oh, I wrote about new wrapping paper, and about how I enjoy like just kind of sitting down and being organized. I have to have pretty much a whole day just to be organized and see what's, you know, write things out, get my list out, those kind of things. Number 18, some of the paper, I'm going back to the numbers again. I don't mean to just keep obsessing over the numbers, but some of them I did have to end up tweaking a little bit to fit onto the page. So I think this one had a snowflake behind it, which I took off, and then I just kind of moved this over. So even though you make the numbers up, you might have to adjust them along the way. This was her tuba, her Christmas, her school program. This was the little flyer of all the different kids that play. This is my little Brazos and playing her tuba. And so it was a packed house. And so we had to sit really close down, but it was great because she was just right there, and I was able to go, Brazos! And I was able to take her picture. The next is basically, so cute. Isn't this card adorable? I found these at TJ Maxx, a whole set of them, so I have a bunch for next year. I may be able to include them in some of the junk journals that I'll probably be offering next year. But they are, they fold out here, they're little cards, and basically we're moving into planning a Christmas party. This is just one of those cute little coasters that I got in a, you know, vintage ephemera kit that I ordered off Etsy. But this was basically, my daughter luckily is a list maker herself, and so we're able to make a list of what she wants to do for her party. We sat down and talked about it because basically it's in, you know, 2 weeks after Christmas, not even 2 weeks after, yeah, I guess it is 2 weeks. So we're moving into birthday party planning now. So, and this was the little invitation I printed off at Etsy. I need to fill that in, so we have that. It's another piece of the book. And now on number 20th, this is kind of where I didn't have really anything going on that day. We have this underneath our tree or by our fireplace. This is basically a little wood box that a friend gave me, and I just every year I put my put the books in there. So we typically try to read books every night or once or twice a week, or you know, it was more because when they were little, I would read to them before they went to bed, but I think we've read like 1 or 2 books out of here, but this is something that I like to have and put under the tree, and I just documented about what this is. This is also where I would come in maybe and I didn't do anything like this year, and I'm gonna tell you at the end of the book what I plan on doing, but you know, do like decorations throughout the house. Like my table was really pretty, and I don't even think I took a picture of it. So, you know, it's really nice to just take little pictures of, you know, your village or, you know, your mantle or anything like that you do decorative wise. Luckily I post a lot of things on Instagram, so I'm going to go through and print those out, and I'll tell you how I'm going to use those in the end. But this is kind of where you don't have a lot going on. It's just good to kind of tell a story, you know, something around the house. And a part of the memory keeping, I asked my parents to write a story on an index card about their favorite childhood memory, Christmas memory. I should put Christmas memory in there, but anyway, I love their stories. So this was my dad's. Look how beautiful his handwriting is, and this is my mom's. And so, and I had actually did a scrapbook page of her story a while back because this is her as a little angel. And so I was able to take a picture of that scrapbook page, and then I just put it into the scrapbook. So, again, this was where simple decorating. I just used some backgrounds that I had purchased on Etsy from Itty Bitty, I think. And then I just used washi, put their story in. My dad's talked about a transistor radio that he received one year, so I went online and they have a ton on eBay, and I did like a screenshot. And I sent it to him, and I said, which one looks like the one that you had? He said, well, this one does. It used to be able to fit in my pocket. So I just wanted to print those out to have a visual of his story. And then also I got these stickers in a Happy Mail. And so towards the end, I got them just towards the end of this journal. So you'll see that I've just kind of put these stickers in randomly around the pictures. Let's see. Oh yeah, so there's her little angel picture with her story. And then we went on, this was on Friday before Christmas, we went to, there's my 21st, my little decorative tag that I had created. We went to the Capitol, some co-workers, and we watched Tuba Christmas. What a fun event. If you can ever do it, I know they have them all over the United States, so I highly recommend if you can go see one. They're really great because they play for about an hour, and I was like amazed at the songs that you can play with different forms of a tuba. And plus, being that my daughter plays a tuba, I have a sentimental about tubas. So, but while we were there, there was a swearing in of a senator, so I got their little brochure because we did watch just the beginning ceremony where they had the posting of the flags, and then the national anthem. So that was really fun. So I kind of talked about that in here as well. Day 22, my sister came over with her kiddos, and we decorated cookies and made cookies. That was a lot of fun. Another piece of from the book. And then this was one of those bags that I got from where was it? IKEA. this was the tag I made. It was actually kind of too big because I really wanted to keep this bunny visual, because she's like, looks like she's delivering gifts, almost kind of like cookies, because they're on a tray, but they're wrapped. So I just basically, these reinforcements, I will definitely be buying more of these. I think these are Tim Holtz, but I used them throughout the end of the book, because as it got fluffier and I was opening and stuff, you'll see that some of the pages started ripping. I'll have to see if I can find that one page that I definitely wanted to keep in here, but it had ripped, and so I just used those reinforcements to add to be able to secure those in here. And I also did it with this tag, this bag. I just sealed it up, kept it, it's still a bag, you can see, but I just kind of sealed it up where it becomes a little form of a paper. And then I talk about us doing our cookie delivery to all the neighbors. Made more cookies. I am so cookied out, you guys. I love the concept, but I start like back in really October. I start kind of making cookies, and then from Thanksgiving on, it's just, oh my heavens, cookies. Oh, I'm totally cookied out. Okay, and then the 24th is Christmas Eve. We had a candlelight service. My husband sang in the choir, so I took his picture while he's singing in the choir. We had different traditions this year, so that was fine. We normally come home and watch a movie, and then we do our ritual of, putting out the cookies and, just kind of being together. But we were invited to our neighbor's house, which was just as fun. And so that just kind of told about how our traditions kind of changed a little bit since we're in a new house, new church, new things. So, this was a little piece this was a tidbit, one of the die cuts that came in the kit for November, the November Nutcracker kit. So I basically just punched holes in it, and I told, this is me and my family. There's me, little, still wearing pink. I always like to dress as my sisters and stuff like that. But I actually said I was 7 or 8. I may be a little younger than that here. I may be like 6. I don't know. I'll have to take a picture of it, but I put that I was 7 or 8, but I don't, now that I look at it, I don't think so. But moving on, this was I basically talked about our Christmas Eves that we had when we were kids. So that was just a memory that I kept here. This is where I started getting, if you can tell, I started getting like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to get my book done. But I wanted not to, like, this was just plain back. So I just kind of put some stickers in here, and then I took my green marker and I just created some doodles on there and added washi, and it made the page real pretty. Okay, this was one that I totally wanted to keep in here, and it started ripping a little bit, but I put my little secure little page protectors in there. This is our last day. Where's my number? Oh no, 25. It's my little Santa face. I hope I might have put it away. I didn't put it in here. I'm going to put him right here, the 25. I started putting my stuff away already, and it may be, oh, here it is. I got overzealous. So I'm just going to put this right here, staple that in here. So I'm going to staple that right here eventually. But what I did for day 25 is I included just photos from our Christmas day. And I want to come back in here and write on the back, or maybe put a sticky note because I don't want to put the impression on there. But this is where I'm also going to include different pictures from around the house and talk about decorating them. So I made this pocket. I didn't want to add any more pages because it was getting so fluffy, but this is a perfect way to add those additional photos, and you can take them out and look at them. So I definitely want to come in here and write little stories on the back of them, and then I'm also going to print out a couple more oh my goodness, pictures of decorations and put those in there. And then this is where the stickers that I got in a kit in the Happy Mail, she had a whole sticker pack of 3 different ones she sent me, which thank you Shawnee. And so anyway, I just put these in here of the little manger scene, and then the nativity, and then this was the brochure from church. So I wanted to definitely add that in there. And then this was the page that I love Mother Ginger. I think she's one of my favorite characters from the Nutcracker. But this page had ripped horribly bad. And so I added those reinforcements on there. I added them on the back as well because I didn't want this page because that is one of my favorite pages. And then it shows them leaving and Merry Christmas. This was just an extra envelope, which probably I can take out of there to create less bulk. I was going to put receipts in there, but that just didn't happen. And then I covered the last page up with this fun little wrapping paper that my son gave me a gift on with the gift tag from him. And it was the Griswold, so I thought that was really cute. So I wanted to add that paper. And there you have it. It's a wrap. It's done. It's complete. I'm thrilled about it. I'm going to come in here with this cute yarn. Like I said, I want to do a few more little things, but I'm going to come in here and add a really pretty bow to this. And I'm probably going to make a little tag that says Christmas, because you know, now that I think about it, I did not see a date 2018, and that's very important. So I think I will either, I know on the cover of this one I put a date, so I may come in here and get some stickers and add, whoops, and add 2018 right there, because I definitely want, when, you know, to be able to see if I can't remember once I, you know, I already have quite a few. I think I've been doing December Daily since 2011. That does not mean all the years are perfectly done. Some of them are not quite complete, but I'm so happy that I was able to complete this one. This just makes me extremely happy. So I am going to come in here with 2018, and that way I have that documented on the outside. Well, I appreciate your journey with me. I appreciate you coming with me on my journey of documenting, junk journaling, your December Daily, your Christmas story. This is a project that I do hold near and dear. I thank Allie Edwards for coming up with this, and when I was first introduced, I absolutely love it. And I will be coming back with another video as I start the new year, talking about my one little word. Hopefully I'll have that in a couple of days. And so thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.